Hey guys, welcome back to my 10th video for Money May Scouts. Today we're going to be breaking down a film on the UNC freshman, Caleb Wilson. Wilson is a 19-year-old freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. He has had a strong first year to this point, averaging these numbers this season. Let's dive into Wilson's strengths. He is a freakishly athletic, high-motor forward with a strong touch and mid-range game. He could also spur any fast break, often leading the break for the Tar Heels. The first strength of his that I would like to discuss is his finishing ability. On his first play, Wilson utilizes a good hezzy to get his man the show. He then is able to blow by, doesn't see any bodies in the paint, and has an easy dunk. There was a lot of feel involved on this make. Wilson uses one dribble, spins middle, takes some contact from his man, and rises over him in a help defender for the impressive touch shot. Wilson does a great job ripping by his man, then spins back middle, elevates, and absorbs the contact, displaying impressive concentration to finish the and one. This was great two-man action between Wilson and Vassar. Vassar delivers a nice lob pass to Wilson off the screen and he flushes it over to OSU help defender. Wilson makes a great cut on this play. After the catch, all he needs is 2 steps and he rises up and throws down a vicious poster on the help defender. The second strength of his that I would like to discuss is his ability to play out of a post-up. After facing up, Wilson takes a dribble baseline, spins back middle, and throws it down through traffic. Right after receiving the post entry, Caleb effectively utilizes a quick spin, getting by his man and finishing through contact for the and one. Wilson does a good job resealing after the ball was swung. The ball was slightly underthrown to him and he still got to it and dunked it home. Here, Wilson up fakes, takes a dribble to step back to draw the defense out, shot fakes again, steps through and finishes between the FSC defenders for the layup. Wilson is also talented at passing out of the post. Here he finds his teammate well on the cut for the assist. Wilson does a nice job keeping his eyes up, delivering this pass quickly off the catch right as his teammate becomes open for the assist. This was a great over-the-shoulder pass to his teammate backdooring. Unfortunately, he just couldn't finish. Lastly, Wilson recognizes the double team well and makes a great pass to the opposite corner for a good look from 3. The third strength of Wilson's is his mid-range game. He's capable of connecting from there in a multitude of ways regardless of pressure. On this first play, he backs his man down, feels comfortable despite the pressure, and just rises up as the double comes to knock down the midi. This was a great pull-up by Wilson. He utilizes a good bump, finds his balance, and then has good timing to rise over his man and hit. Here, Caleb patiently backs down his man, then does a great job turning over his shoulder baseline, rising up to knock down the impressive midi fade. Wilson makes a difficult shot look easy as he elevates the catch, lands, and then fades over a defender for the tough make. Even when Wilson misses his mid-range shots, they are typically long or short. There's not a lot of left to right misses, which is what you want to see out of a quality shooter. Wilson is always a threat in transition both as a scorer and a playmaker. He often runs the break after securing a rebound or a loose ball. This was an unreal display of athleticism as he basically goes coast to coast, taking on the contact and flushing it over to MSU big. Wilson runs the floor well here. He receives the pass, gets bumped on the spin move, but recognizes the space it created, rising up, turning in midair, and making the touch shot. Here, Caleb receives the outlet, steps through middle, and uses his length to finish over the defender. Like I said earlier, Wilson could lead any break. Here he shows off his playmaking with a great hit-ahead pass in transition for the assist. This was a great cross-court skip pass to find his teammate for the open corner 3. Here Wilson leads the break, looks off the pass to delay the defender's reactions, and then hits his teammate for the layup. Wilson is also an imposing offensive rebounder. Teams need to put a body on him at all times. Here he does his work early to position himself for a potential miss, the ball gets deflected to him, and he finishes it. Even if Wilson doesn't secure the rebound himself, he has a strong presence on the offensive glass. Here he has good activity, deflecting a missed shot to a teammate who secures the offensive rebound. Wilson frequently follows his own shots. Here he gets off balance on his drive, forcing up a shot over 2 people, but sticks with it, collecting his miss and finishing the second chance opportunity. Wilson makes the hit-ahead pass in transition. His teammate can't finish the layup, but he follows it and dunks it home. The final strength of Wilson's to discuss is his shot blocking. Here he does well timing up his jump with the shooter and meeting him at the top for the block. Caleb makes a nice block on this play, taking advantage of his man hanging in the air. Wilson times up this block perfectly, pinning it off the glass. He then showcases his playmaking with the hit-ahead pass to his teammate for the layup. This was great defense by him. He's there on the catch, sliding well with his man on the drive, and then times up the block attempt under the hoop, deflecting the shot and collecting the board. Now let's move on to the development areas for Caleb Wilson. Wilson is a very gifted player, but there are a few areas that he could clean up to help him make that jump in his game at the next level. The first area that I would like to talk about is his shot selection. This is not a good shot to take for someone who is not a good three-point shooter. Here Wilson catches the ball just beyond the short corner, jabs, and takes a dribble backwards to attempt a 3, missing right. Wilson drop steps and tries to post up the smaller defender, drawing 3 other Kentucky defenders to the paint. He has a man open in the corner and near the top of the key, but opts to go up for a dunk, getting it blocked off the glass. I know the shot clock is winding down, but there's time for the ball to be swung. A turnaround shot over an aggressive double team is not a great shot, especially at this moment with less than 2 minutes to play. Wilson hadn't been scoring in the mid-range this game, but opts for the step back into a long contested midi while fading away. The next development area for Wilson is playing against physicality. This is a two-layer focus with both finishing and defensive rebounding. Starting with finishing, Wilson rips right at the elbow and is unable to move his man on the bump, leading to him putting up a tough shot over the double team. Kentucky was one of the most physical teams this season with Wilson, and he really struggled from the field that game. This bump causes Wilson to be indecisive. This should have been a mid-range shot, but he opts to step through and try to finish the contested layup instead. Wilson's defender does not give up much ground on the bump, leading Wilson to take a contested hook shot that misses short. Wilson is unable to get the positioning he would like inside. Without having an easy angle to finish, he tries to elevate and convert with the right hand to no avail. Wilson lacks consistency in initiating contact on the defensive glass, but he is a successful rebounder when no one hits him. On his first play, Wilson needs to make contact with the MSU big. Instead, he tries to jump and grab it while the MSU big is able to trace it and get to it first. Wilson would have gotten this board had he made contact with his man. Instead, he tries to run towards the ball, it doesn't bounce how he expected it to, and Kentucky secures the rebound. Wilson doesn't make much contact to box out, and his man is able to dictate positioning for the board, leading to Wilson ending up under the hoop and his man with the offensive rebound and finish. Now in these next clips, you will see when people don't make contact with Wilson on the defensive glass, how effective he is. He's able to virtually win any rebound because there's no out-jumping him. Finding consistency with initiating box outs will allow him to be a force as a rebounder on both ends. The next development area to discuss for Wilson is with his three-point shooting. Wilson only shoots about 1 a game and doesn't shoot a great percentage at 25%. The encouraging thing for him is that he has a mid-range game which will prevent teams from being able to stay in the paint on him. Continuing to develop a three-point shot is the next layer for him to unlock as a scorer. Another development area for Wilson is with him taking care of the ball more effectively. Here Wilson tries to force a lob that's not there. He sees his teammates at the back screen and he wants to make the play happen, but Owe is there clogging up space, so the timing and delivery isn't there. Here Wilson gets a bit out of control trying to split through the defense and has it ripped loose for the live ball turnover. Caleb needs to recognize there's not much to go with the ball here with 2 OSU defenders in the vicinity, but he runs right into one for the offensive foul. Wilson needs to make this pass to Bogovac earlier. Instead, he stares it down for too long, leading to the FSC defender jumping the pass for the steal. The final development area to talk about for Wilson is his post defense. Here, despite the miss, he lets Kohler dictate too much where he wanted to go as he gets back to the right hand middle. On this one, Wilson's man works his way middle, then easily spins past him, finishing the layup before the help could get to it. Wilson allows an entry pass too easily on his inbound, then bites on the shot fake, giving his man a decent look. He needs to be more physical at the start. Here, Wilson is shifted too much by the bump after the spin, leading to a great look for OSU that should have dropped. Moving on to the final segment of the video, let's look into how Caleb Wilson's game will translate to the NBA. Wilson has freakish athleticism to pair with a soft touch around the rim. Additionally, his tenacity as a rebounder as well as his versatility in transition will encourage teams to select him. So for what teams might it make the most sense for to pick Caleb Wilson? I currently believe Wilson will be selected as the number 4 pick in this draft after the big 3 Peterson, Boozer, and Debansa, but that is obviously dependent on which team lands what pick. The first team I could see taking Wilson are the Kings. They currently have Keegan Murray at his position, but Murray hasn't made that jump in the league almost midway through year 4 now. Wilson's ceiling is much higher than what Murray can amount to. They can use a player like Wilson with the athleticism he possesses and the competitiveness he plays with on both ends. The second team I could see adding Wilson are the Wizards. The Wizards are definitely in the rebuilding process despite having veterans like Middleton and McCollum taking up heavy minutes. It should be a no-brainer to have Wilson fill the wing role alongside Coulibaly. Wilson would add a much-needed presence as a talented finisher. The final team I could see taking Wilson are the Nets. They took 5 rookies last year and obviously there are only so many minutes to go around. However, it is hard to see the Nets passing up on an opportunity to take someone with Wilson's ceiling if they end up picking at pick 4 or after. That's all I got on Caleb Wilson. If you made it to this point, thank you for watching my 10th scouting video. I look forward to working on my next breakdown soon.